absolutely.
Tell me this, and we might just have a technical thing because we've been doing planning hours, training hours. So the recording thing may not work simply because we got so much footage and YouTube. We got a lot of content that we got on the background. So that's if it shut out again, all is well. Is it safe to say taxes are gonna be more or less in the future?
Absolutely more. It's something called inflation. So if your taxes is based on your income is supposed to rise with inflation. So the more you make, it's supposed to be the more you make, the more they take. However, get with someone who's in a professional expert environment so they can walk you through the tax planning so you're not paying more than you should. I'm not saying you're supposed to go everybody. If everybody went to a zero tax bracket, Mr. Ponder, there are a lot of things in the federal government we would not have access to. So that's definitely never the conversation. However, just effective planning can actually you're able to get the three down and get this one thing up. And I know you didn't kind of ask me that, but
Yeah.
that's the strategy for
Okay.
cash flow management.
So in Financial Talk Tuesday, man, there's three major subjects that we're going to talk about over these weeks. Week one will always be cash flow management. Next week, y'all, we're probably going to start around 7:15 on the Create Your Own Economy financing page. If you guys can share that in the comment section, we'll appreciate that. Facebook.com/CYOE financing. And this will be on our YouTube channels as well. But week two is about business income. What is life without assets, right? And when you start understanding that leveraging your way to wealth is way sexier and better than laboring your way to wealth, you'll start understanding why business income is so important. And then week three, we'll talk about investment income. But keeping this in very simple, put this in the notes. Sandra, go ahead, went ahead and let the cat out the bag. She said three down, one up. That's the biggest thing that we need most people to actually pay attention to right now in this season. Three down, one up. The reason being is that taxes is our biggest expense. Some people like to say taxes is our chainsaw massacre. It takes the first one third of your money every year. And I meet so many different people from all different walks of life. And Miss Burton, don't you understand and see that most people have the same tax challenges in the beginning of the year? They're like, oh
Absolutely.
man, am I behind? Am I ahead? Right? Everybody wants to actually get taxes out the way, right? Because a lot of times most people are familiar with taxes when we talk about our gross amount and the net amount. Let me let Ms. Bartley in real quick. Admit, got her. Okay. Is that most people get grossed out by the net that they actually take home because taxes eats up a good 30% of the money. So I want you guys to think about this. Somebody put taxes equal one third of my check. And then I want you to go do research this week. See how much of your check last year went to taxes. But the second thing that eats up our money on a monthly, weekly, yearly basis is debt. And the key thing about three down, one up, once we figure out how to get our taxes down, some of that money rolls over to some of our debt. Is it safe to say that last year some people incurred some debt?
Yeah.
It's safe to
Absolutely.
say that history always repeats itself. We may incur some debt again this year. But the key thing is to make sure that whatever debt that you do, you go ahead and submerge it. You go ahead and push it down, right? And we got you back. We got you back. Unmute your line real quick. Make sure that we can still hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
And
Yes.
everybody, look,
I was hearing double.
Yeah. It was bouncing off, right? We on three down, one up.
Okay.
We said taxes down, one third. Debt down, one third. Put this in your notes. Debt is the family curse.
Mm-hmm.
Debt is the family curse because most people are passing on generational debt versus generational wealth. That can be from so many different things. A couple being married, one person making money and the other person not making money. Debt
Mm-hmm.
can come between that gap. Single family households, not enough communication and money going into the right places, right? Three,
Mm-hmm.
once debt is understood and then put in its place, we got to make sure that we submerge and lower our expenses. Last year, some people incurred some new expenses. History always repeats itself, right, Ms. Bartley? We're
Yes,
gonna
yes,
get
it does.
Look, we like nice things, so we might end up getting some new expenses. However, that silent income killer, you guys said it in the last one, is inflation. Inflation is the silent income killer because most people's paycheck every week. Anybody got paid this week? Anybody waiting on the check for next week to come? Anybody get paid once a month? Right? See, the thing is, if you're on a fixed income, right, the money stays the same, but bread, egg, and gas always goes up and down. So how do we get ahead? Put this in your notes. I didn't tell you guys, but hey, bills and expenses is the money trap. It's the money trap. So if we're saying 1/3 of our money goes to taxes, what months are we looking at that most people are looking at tax challenges or looking to focus on getting out of tax challenges? What kind of time frame is that commitment to?
Most people, it's right now. You
Right
wouldn't
now.
be surprised when January 1 hit, the people that are in the higher tax brackets are saying, oh my God, I don't know. And, I got to get this done before April 15th. And then the people that probably are in the lower tax bracket, you know what? They're rubbing their hands like Birdman saying, hey, it's time to get paid. Where's my W-2? Where's my money? I got things to do. So it's just, and then the middle class is just like, maybe I will, maybe I won't, I'm not.
Hey, wait a minute. Shout out to the middle class. Everybody who like, bro, hey, Uncle Sam, you gonna get this money or you might not get this money. Right? That whole time
it's a hard
frame.
Conversation. You're absolutely right. It's a hard conversation with middle household families because imagine, Mr. Ponder, you owe. And on the last Zoom, Ms. Bartley, we were saying how expensive kids are. I did what I'm supposed to do. However, I have 3 kids, I have 2 in daycare, and I still owe money. What's really going on?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's tight.
It's to the point where you see the people that make less than you, they're rubbing their heads and they're getting $12 and $11 and $10,000 in refund, and you're like, I owe what? $3,000? That's a lot of money, and daycare is next month is $700. So it's just a matter of talking, and we're going to use this word synonymous in the Financial Talk Tuesday, sitting down with a professional and an expert to see where your money is going. And I know, Mr. Ponder, we're going to go in some type of plans and things like that. If you want to, I'll turn it over back to you. But we have to be able to talk with the right people and see why you owe. If you're owing because you have zero dependents, if you're owing because you're going exempt, well, that's something of a different caliber. However, talk with someone other than your coworker. Ms. Bartley, a lot of times when people get to me and they owe so much money, I'm like, okay, who did your taxes? Oh, I did them. DIY? Oh, really? What accounting school did you go to? What kind of tax school did you go to? So let's get out of the mindset of talking to people that are not in the expert or professional so you can find out why you owe the money you owe. So
you have to understand that cash flow comes from systems, Yes. It's a whole system behind it.
Yes.
Monique, you salute to your service as a military person, your son in the military, doing so many things. 3 down, 1 up. Like, what are some of the things that you think about? I know taxes is the first 1/3 of the year. So that means January, February, March, April. That means if we're going to our jobs, 1/3 of the year, we're focused on that. All of that money that we make in 4 months has to go to Uncle Sam.
Yeah, most employees, we get taxed the most, 28 to 33%. Right? 28 to 33% we are taxed. We work, they get their share, and then we spend what's left. How are we going to make up for that? How?
Talk to your coworkers. They're going to tell you how to do it the wrong way.
And you hit on something. I want somebody to put this in their notes. What you hitting at? The W tax code is defined as we work, we pay the we work.
We are taxed.
We're taxed. Then we pay another 1/3 on the taxes. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, said that's the worst way to get paid. Only. Like
One
if that's the
income is
only
next
way
to
you get
none.
paid, that's
I've been
nothing.
saying that lately. Yeah, one income is next to none.
None. So 1/3 of the year is going to somebody else. You can't. It ain't. Sandra, they can't get away from them. Like, right?
No,
You can't avoid taxes.
no.
No,
It's the biggest one.
That's
you can
the
only.
biggest issue. And then you file it and you owe and you don't have the money. And guess what? Year after year after year after year, all it does is now it's accumulating penalties and it's accumulating interest. Mr.
Watch
Wonder, do
this.
you realize a $5,000 penalty, a 5,000 tax liability can easily turn into $13, $14, $15,000 easily on those penalties and interest. However, stop the bleeding and talk with a professional or expert so they can tell you how to get out of that.
Watch this. I hear your solution to that. However, the solution to overcoming tax challenges, Monifa did a great job with giving you guys the facts. Is that if you work a job, the tax code says we're taxing you 28 to 33 cents on what you claim.
33%.
What you claim. But the solution to that is business income.
Oh, yes.
This is why we encourage you guys to come back next week when we talk about some of the details of how to actually get some assets. Y'all know how many people are like, I don't want to deal with people. That's why I'm not going to start a business. Ladies and gentlemen, we can start a business and not talk to people. We got AI tools for that, right? Just press play for the money.
You can do a lot and make some business income now.
Press play, then come back in a month and track the data. But most people, when it comes to debt, we said 3 down, 1 up, right? Taxes the first 1/3 of the year. Second third of the year, if all my first third of my money went to taxes, the second 1/3, I still got debt.
Right, because those taxes caused that debt.
So January, February, March, April, that means I'm left with May, June, July, and August. Aren't people traveling during that time?
Yep.
Isn't that how we incur debt? What's the thing? Klarna and all those things when it's like you get a $3,000 trip, but you only got $600. You know what I'm saying? You gotta create some kind of debt revenue to pay it back later. And how many people know people who never just get the money later?
Yeah,
they don't borrow from Peter to pay
Paul. Constant cycle.
However,
somebody put it in the comments down below. Family curse. That's what the family curse is borrowing money that we don't have and never ever really getting back to it. Sandra, I heard you.
No, Monique, I'm gonna be the co-worker in this. But girl, you got some cute pictures. YOLO.
They cute.
YOLO, you better go on that cruise, girl. We'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
Deal with it later.
Yeah. And later comes, and guess what, Mr. Ponder?
Oh, guess what comes? Bills in quarter number 3.
Balling and falling.
Right?
And then let's not talk about when they get to quarter 4.
The key thing is we're not making fun of this. We're just saying reality. This is what we do. Because how many people know that they just spent some money around Thanksgiving? Let's go back to one. Halloween, Bernard's birthday in November. Don't y'all forget that. Christmas, New Year. How many people? Man, we went to the beach for New Year's this year. We had to switch it up, right? But the fourth, that last 1/3 of our money has to go towards bills. What? Anybody else know what 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 equals?
A whole.
That's a whole check. So we're automatically understanding that if we're looking at cash flow management and that is the thing, the solution to that is to start a business, right? When we talk about debt, I know Sandra's really good with this. The 50, 30, 20. I think one of the best solutions in planning out the year is putting yourself on some kind of financial budget. I don't like to really say budget, right? But budget, you got to budget some stuff, right? You just can't have money going everywhere, right?
Right, and let's use that term because some of the things we're skating from is probably the problem. Let's say budget. You have to have a budget. Mr. Ponder, I think we did some numbers And Monifa, I did where a person would eat out breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we were being modest. I think we did that. Was it $30?
Mhm.
I can't remember what it was. But imagine somebody that you know, and and that's modest because we already know for dinner to get a a $10 meal is kind of hard. However, if you did $30 for 30 days, that's $900. So when you really think of money, and I know people say, well, food, clothing, and shelter, you have to do that. The mindset of spending and eating out like that over and over and over and over, $1,000+ and you have nothing to show for it. But then you want to raise your hand and say, I don't have any money. So when I do a deep dive, Monifa, and I see where's your money going, and what he was saying was there's a 50, a 30, and a 20 rule. The 50 is these are the things I have to have. These are my needs. Your needs are, is it safe to say, what did I say? Shelter. You got to pay rent or you got to have a mortgage. So if that's part of the 50, then that's where we're in the right place. Now, the 30-20 is here and here. Most of the time, Monifa, when I meet people and they have not consulted with a person of my caliber, that professional or that expert, their 30-20 is backwards. The 30 is now their want. And then the 20 is more of the investment side. Once we talk, we do a deep dive in your spending, and I'm able now, Monifa, to turn your 30 investment and then that 20 to your want. You imagine how much better your life is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, if I can control that 20, now I'm not saying I'm not going to be ever that advisor where I meet with you or talk to you and say, you go to work. You can't enjoy. But if we put you on that budget, I'm going to use that word because I want to be politically correct right now. There's some things in our community we need to talk and we need to say what it is. If we put you on that and that 20% now, Monifa, you want to take that cruise. Mr. Ponder, you want to take that exotic vacation and you've done everything on that 50 and that 30, why not? But we got to do what? Plan for it and we got to budget for it. So that's some of the little things that we're gonna keep talking about on Financial Talk Tuesday, because at the end of the day, all we want to do is see you better. It's January. Is it safe to say a lot of us need to make some changes?
Of course.
During the end of the year, you're making all these things. We don't use the word resolution because re means what? Again. Yep. So if that's the case, talk with someone. It's not embarrassing when we meet, and is it embarrassing if you go to the doctor and you have something wrong? No. So when you talk with a person of my caliber, we're going to get you in the right category. It's nothing wrong with not knowing. So absolutely.
Sweet. Cash flow management now. What we learned today, y'all. We got to get the taxes down this year.
Yep.
We got to get the debt down this year. We got to get the bills down this year. One of the best things about overcoming bills is start investing versus spending. Yeah. I've always been told that successful people invest first and spend what's left. Everybody else spends first and they push to gather whatever is remaining to invest. Let's switch those around so we can overcome the last 1/3 of money trap. And y'all talk to me real quick before we get out of here.
Okay.
Money trap. Isn't it a holiday every single month?
Absolutely.
Like if we already got 1/3 of our monies from this week's check going to some of the taxes, 1/3 of our money now going to the debt and the bills. Mm-hmm. Right? What's next with that?
As far as the holidays?
What yeah, exactly. So if all three of those things are named, 99% of this week's check go to taxes, the debt, and we going to pay the bills. And everybody squinch out that 1% because 1/3 is 99, right? 33, 66, 99. We got 1% left that goes to BS. Y'all can call BS whatever you want. So how do we pay for New Year's? What happens next month in February?
Valentine's.
What do we do in March outside of Sandra's birthday?
It's spring.
Spring.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's, spring
Make
break.
everybody go out.
But watch this. Don't that put you in the mindset of financial? We ought to know if that is fact. Third, right? 99%, 1% left. If we don't have a business that produces a little bit of extra income, that extra 30%, that
is not
extra
gonna go very far.
20%, is it safe to say that some people not paying some bills?
Mhm.
Some people not paying debt.
They're swiping their credit card, sir.
Oh man.
They're using Klarna. You just said that.
Wait. Isn't credit cards equals debt, right?
Yep, it's going up.
Hey, but watch this, man. Shout out to everybody who utilize credit cards in the right way.
And interest is the penalty you pay for the right to own things in advance that you cannot afford. So that's what credit cards get you.
In the first place.
Interest, and more babies.
I'm gonna get through these months because Monique, I want to give you a huge shout out on this live, man. You're one of the people in our inner circle who has some of the who owns the most silver I have ever seen in the collection place in my inner circle. So I want to kind of hit on that. I'm giving you your flowers in advance. But moving through those months, April, you guys said maybe spring break.
Mm-hmm.
And Easter. Yeah, Easter can fall in March or April.
Right.
What people spend money on Easter? I guess the suits. You know, people get their new suits and stuff, right?
Easter egg hunts, boiling eggs, coloring eggs.
Oh yeah, see, that stuff I don't be doing.
They spend $1 billion on marketing for these things to go over well for them.
Yes, the and Easter dresses. The little girls got to get their hair done. They got to get
right.
They got to. Oh yes.
Listen, y'all got me thinking. Next week we talking about business income. What business owners capitalize on holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Business owners capitalize. So just in a quick hint to everybody else who's only W-2 only or our 1099 owners who are in this, don't forget to promote your stuff for those holidays. What happens June? Everybody got something for Juneteenth, right?
Mm-hmm.
4th of July, summer.
Father's Day. How you forget Father's Day?
Hey, man.
Juneteenth is more important than you. Father celebrating you. What you talking?
Shout out to the pops out here, man. Right, right. What's after that? Shout out to Mother's Day in May. How y'all
already?
How y'all forget that Mother's Day?
Over May.
Have you done prom and graduation?
Prom and graduation is that. That's for the folks with them kids. Yeah, but
that's June. Yeah.
What's August though?
Back to school. So you said 4th of July?
Yeah. Summer break kind of stuff.
And then we starting for the holiday seasons that we just came. Halloween.
September is Labor Day.
Labor Day.
That's a vacation day for a lot of people.
Yeah. The last
barbecuing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
These are things that we look at every month. It's like, dang, they about to go ahead and spend that third on it. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing wrong with it. We just want to make sure that we are cognizant of it. Accountability has two things: accountability of yourself, and then having a team, a follow-up type of system, a budget, something that says, hey, don't spend that money first, invest that money first. I think that should be the biggest message with us on Financial Talk Tuesdays, is to encourage more people to invest first and spend what's left versus just spending up front and then trying to gather to make sure that the top 3 taxes, debt, bills are paid and you got something put to the side.
Yeah, some action steps, just take the data on what you're spending, really, really take a look on how you're spending money. I know it's not fun to live on a budget. But what would you rather, what you rather do? Live on a budget and you're good, or you rather just not live on a budget and be in debt?
I want to give a bonus to everybody who stuck around and watched us, man. We are blessed to be blessed with the Sandra Burton on the line. 25 plus years of experience. And some of you guys who are on the Zoom with us, you're not on camera, appreciate y'all tapping in. But you guys got a chance to hear her break down a few things in this tax season that she is preparing people for. So if you guys stuck around and something popping up on my computer about the penny going away, rest in peace to the penny. Can we can we give a quick acknowledgement
what's
to the
going
penny?
on with copper? That's a
Mm.
metal. Like, wait, so
Is the price of
interesting.
copper going down, or is it
Hmm.
going up in value because
It's gonna be rare
it's
now.
going to be rare? So rarity is a huge thing. But
Hmm.
Sandra, I mean, I know you study. I know you don't play about taxes. Y'all hear her keep saying, "Hit me up, hit somebody like a professional like me, a financial plug," because she definitely is the plug, y'all, when it comes to taxes, insurance, anything finances. She also has a full team of financial experts that's behind her in everything that she do. Whoever invited y'all to see this information, that's the person. Monifa Bartley, right? Monifa Bartley. Stick around real quick. I want you to share a little bit about silver because investing is very important for you guys who can stick around for a quick second. But can you give us some, Ms. Burton, on maybe 2 or 3 things that people can look like? And is it safe to say we can get some content from you that breaks
Absolutely.
some of this stuff down a lot further so that people can be educated, not just in this second. They may not be able to watch this, but they can never miss the replay, right?
Right.
Everybody, you can't miss the replay of this, right? But what are some things
Absolutely.
that you think that on the tax side, if taxes is our biggest expense, it's called the chainsaw massacre because we can't avoid it. Monique, for what kind of taxes we pay? State tax, ad valorem,
Yep. Local tax, federal
federal
tax,
tax,
sales tax, death tax, tax
tax,
home
no
tax.
tax. Right? So it's like, y'all, we can't get away from it. It's a real thing. But Miss Burton, you got the floor.
Absolutely. I want to start today by one of the things that's been all over social media, all in the blogs, everywhere. Everybody is so concerned about the one big beautiful tax bill. And it's hyphenated as the OBBBA. One of the things I want to break down, if you are an individual, don't panic, don't overthink it. Of course, I'm always going to say talk with your tax person. I don't know what title they go by, but whoever does your taxes, talk with them. If you're one of those people that are DIYing it and doing it on your own, please don't do that. If you have not had any type of formal training or things like that, you could be missing out on money. So with that being said, some of the changes that are taking place, which they're going to be seamless, it's nothing you personally have to go out and add or do anything. However, one of the things that I'm going to go ahead and bring up first is now the government is giving us a credit for those of you who have auto vehicle loans. What does that look like? Well, you have a principal that you pay. You also pay interest. So if your car is, let's say, Monifa, is financed for 5 years, for the first 2.5, 3 years, guess what? You're paying mostly interest.
Mhm.
So the government is saying, why don't you give these people credit? Because it could help offset some of their tax liabilities. Congress agreed and they put that into law. So this year is going to be a little different. You got to wait a little longer because whoever you're financing that auto with, they're going to send you a form that you're going to have to turn in with your W-2s and all of the other documents, which is a good thing because guess what? It's a credit. So make sure
Mhm.
for those of you that are financing cars, before you go to your tax person, make sure you take that form so you're able to get that credit. Next but not least, I want to talk to my seasoned community. If you are 65 and up, the government is giving you an additional $1,950.
Wow.
Absolutely, just for being seasoned. Is that okay? Is that a word we want to use right
That's
now?
perfect.
Absolutely. So that is good because one of the things we know is when you're retired and you're still possibly making money, that credit can be useful. So that is a great thing for our seniors.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I did make notes, so if you see me looking to the side because I didn't want to miss anything. The
Goodness
next
me.
thing, let's talk about once again our seniors, our seasoned people. They changed the bracket as far as money's being made. So if you made 25, if your Social Security was $25,000 or less, guess what? It's not taxable. Woohoo! You want to
Wow.
be in that bracket because you don't want to be earning money that now you owe. So now the next bracket is 25 to 34. They gave you a little leeway where now only 50% of that is taxable. I know most people people was like, well, $34,000 with the inflation, that's not a lot of money. However, if you meet, once again, Mr. Ponder, with the professional and expert, there could be ways to even get that written down.
I like this because I want to make sure that the audience understands what you, because you definitely broke down something as far as what are people's tax brackets, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's in a 25% to, what was the number? The first one, the second one, I think.
Well, we're talking dollars now. So they're saying on your Social Security, if you know, I don't, for those of you, there's a Social Security check that comes to the seniors. Right. So depending on how much you get a year, a portion of it can be taxable. So a rule of thumb, right, if it's $25,000 or less, don't worry about it. It's not taxable.
Cool.
So then they gave you a small range, which that was up until when we were in our meeting. They made it 25 to now 34, which is roughly about $10,000 more. If you really think about it, that's not a lot that you gave for the middle tax bracket. So now they're saying 50% of that is taxable.
And then 50% of all of that money is now taxed.
Yeah, unfortunately, imagine being on a fixed income, and that's a lot of struggle right now with our older community because, Ms. Bartley, when you're on a fixed income, meaning that's all you get, and eggs go up, and you really need the eggs, what do? You fall short. Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Ponder, I want to say this because we are online. That is when a lot of our seniors have to move in with their kids.
Yeah.
Or they have to move into senior living facilities because literally they cannot afford this house they're living in to get a gas bill now $300 because it's cold. So the government did give them a little bit of credit, if that makes sense, but not a lot. And you guys, back here when the government was shut down, a lot of this was being fought for by our Republicans and the people, not the Republicans, but a lot of the people that are in office. Mm-hmm. So the last thing, bracket, I want to bring this up. If it's over $44,000, Mr. Ponder, 85% of it will be taxed. So, for those of them that did the right thing, so most times the 401k that you talked about, that is the only retirement that was given back in the day. So you're taxed on the 401k, and then you're going to be taxed again on your Social Security. And it's kind of lose-lose because I don't have a way to offset that. Let's move on. The next thing we're going to talk about is, and this is a good thing for people with kids, the child tax credit right now is $2,000 per qualifying child. What does that mean? That means that child has to qualify for you to be able to take that credit. And it has to be legal. So all of this where you're giving your child away to file, no. We're talking that is your child. How do you prove it? I have a birth certificate. Mm-hmm. I'm on the child's school records. There are things like that makes that legal. Yep. And for 2 or more dependents, it's $6,000. You want that because, I'm sorry, I went into another thing. The child tax credit is $2,000 per qualifying child, mm-hmm. and then of that $2,000, the $1,600 is refundable. What does that look like? It doesn't matter. When you get ready to do your taxes, if your income is below a certain amount, that $1,600 automatically comes back to you. So around this time of the season, a lot of our lower income people, they really, really rack up. That $1,600 goes until I've seen with people with 2 or 3 kids turn into $7,000, $8,000 easily. Yeah. Now, what I was just saying was to how did that do that? That was weird. On your dependent care is those people that actually have daycare. That is a great thing because right now they're giving you $3,000. So that $3,000, make sure your daycare gives you that form. It has to be on a form too, Mr. Ponder. It just can't be Sally Sue in the corner. No, they're gonna, before you get ready to put that child care in, they're gonna ask you for that EIN number or that social security number. So you gotta have both of those documents in order to legally get that credit. Last but not least, let's talk about this earned income credit. Earned income credit is where there's levels. You can qualify, let me use that word, for earned income credit if you don't have kids. Absolutely. However, there's a range of income. A lot of the times the people that, Mr. Ponder, that are in the middle income, they don't qualify. This is something as a help for those people that are in the lower income bracket.
Yeah.
However, with the right expert or professional, we can take you from the middle, we can take you from that middle income bracket down to where it qualifies you for a lower income bracket. So that what y'all was talking about during the beginning, the 1/3 of the tax rule, pairing it with a home-based business, absolutely. You can easily now legally take you from a middle income to a lower income when it comes down to the tax bracket. Now, I want to put this out there for Financial Talk Tuesday. The earned income credits right now for one child is $4,213.
What's the number again?
$4,213.
Oh, 4,213.
Yes.
Oh.
For 2 kids, it's $6,960.
Wow.
For 3 kids, it's $7,830.
Wow.
Now, let me throw this out here, and I do see that in my notes. Taking the earned income credit now puts you into where we call is a risk, because they want to make sure all of these credits that we're extending to you, you qualify. Now, if these are your kids, you have birth certificates, you have social security, there's nothing to risk. Do it. However, if you know that is not your child and you include them on your tax return, I'm telling you, yes, sweat. Be very careful.
Yep.
So all of these things with the one big beautiful tax bill, you guys, take them. I'm going to put them, Mr. Ponder, as a bonus for everybody that's watching this. Look, I'm going to put all of this in our chat. So when you do go meet with your tax person, you can ask them, hey, I saw this on Financial Talk Tuesday with Monique Bartley and Mr. Ponder. Tell me more. How do I qualify? And Mr. Ponder, if that person can't tell them how to qualify, stack your papers up and put that one finger up and leave out the door. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Give a round of applause, man. We appreciate that. There's a lot of
Sandra, for that.
Things. And the thing is, she's 24, not 24/7, but she's year round with those facts, man. So that's why even when after tax alleged season is over with, y'all see some of the stuff that we did last summer, man. It's like tax season is not just one season or 1 or 2 months. You got to prepare for war in times of peace when it comes to taxes, man, because it's the biggest and it's the chainsaw massacre, man. Ms. Bartley, man, you're doing some amazing things when it comes to investment income. I know that's not this week's conversation. However, it's the beginning of the month, and I'm just super excited of the work that you're doing, you and your family. Can you tell me a little bit about some precious metals as we get ready to close out?
Sure. I'm excited. I'm excited to say that, I disciplined myself and
somebody right there in the comment section. Discipline yourself to invest.
To invest and not, be, caught off guard by what the world has in place and have us all indoctrinated what we're supposed to be spending our money on and not learning the tax codes and all of that to get ahead and create cash flow. What I'm so excited that I was able to create enough cash flow with what we do here on this side of the spectrum and able to invest. And silver spot price right now is $80.98.
Woo!
$80.98.
Yes.
That's ounce, right?
Spot per ounce. Now, spot prices fluctuate, and it fluctuates constantly throughout because of the global trading.
Right.
Okay, so that's why we have the range and the different ranges of prices. Now, I was able to buy 50 ounces of silver
Ooh.
at different times at different prices. So I'm earning on the appreciation of it all, but because of the access that we have with our inner circle,
Nice.
I'm able to get paid monthly returns as well as the appreciation.
Hey, man, that's dope.
So it's so exciting, and I never heard of such a thing. I've seen precious metals being on different infomercials on TV.
Yep.
And they just want you to buy the American Eagle. They want you to buy this. They want you to buy that.
The special quarter. Yeah.
Yeah,
the $half.
Yes, American Eagle. You got the silver maple. You have right now, I'm looking at my chart. They're saying 100 ounces silver bar went up, and that's at $5,517. Yes. What is that? Which one is that?
This is from my father. Shout out to my dad. He passed away this time last year. And y'all just made me think about it, but this is his. He I don't know, he had this for a long time. It's a $1 bill, $1 silver coin.
Wow.
My dad was just telling us, Monifa, it was this summer. We went in a store, and the store don't normally carry bars. And he is a coin, like, for those of you who don't know, I don't know, should I show my grandma around my neck? He's a coin connoisseur. He does coins. And so I called him immediately. I was like, Dad, they got this silver bar here. He was like, let me see it. And then he immediately sent me the money. And I want to say he paid like $300 something for the silver bar. He was just texting me before we got on the thing. He went to his coin person, whatever. That dang bar is worth $900.
You see?
Yep.
I was just like, oh my God, you're right. Silver and gold right now are going through the roof. And they're not even nowhere near what the predictions are. So
right. It's
how
steady
can
going up.
I know you're affiliated with that, so anyone that's looking, feel free to inbox her. Feel free to contact her.
Yes.
All of us are, where we're network driven. It's like they say, it's no gatekeeping.
No gatekeeping.
Want to know more? Absolutely.
Yeah, no geek. Yeah, my platform is Monifa Bartley on Facebook, the Monifa Bartley on Facebook. I have a Financier the Kingdom, where this will segue into what I wanted to say next. That's my biblical based page that talks about money. Like we were saying earlier, money is probably not the most important thing, but it is important. Okay, try living without it. And I just wanted to differentiate between currency and money. All right, I teach a lot about that as well on my biblical page because it's a big difference. You have a note, which is paper, and you have currency, which is metal, precious metals. So we have to differentiate the two and know the value. That note is garbage. How much is $1 really worth right now? 25 cents? What is it? Maybe not even that. So we have to get very, very educated on the real truths that we have been indoctrinated not to really know about, not to really learn about. Hidden right in plain sight. They just getting us. And when people hear the truth, they're thinking it's a scam. No, it's because you don't know.
Education.
It's something new to you because you don't know. So you automatically trigger yourself in thinking it's a scam. But ladies and gentlemen, gotta think about the money and the currency right now because of what we going on with Venezuela and Trump and
Oh God.
it's that's a whole nother story. And
And
we'll
with that,
Education.
and with that pivot,
right.
we're gonna ask you guys to follow us on Facebook, the Create Your Own Economy Financing page. In the comment section here on this live video that we have, where I definitely
Here
put
we go.
Here we
hey,
go.
I put Monifa Bartley page in the comment section, Financiers of the Kingdoms down there. We put Certified Platinum Financial Services business page down there, Sandra B's business page down there, man. Y'all come network with people who are really doing some things like in the community. A lot of people can talk about it, but as you guys see, they're consistent, they're persistent. These ladies are very disciplined. They're urgent about helping people and getting themselves together, but more importantly, they're excited along this whole journey. So definitely want to just put that plug out there, network with us because it helps. Businesses is about agreements in motion, and it's about finding synergy. It's about finding alignment. It's about finding people like you guys see here who can collaborate. Efforts take us a very long way versus solopreneurship type thing. So, ladies, I think we did a phenomenal job, even though like we had to switch it up and commit
Yeah.
a little bit more time, right? We always encourage entrepreneurs, man, commit 24 hours to your business a month. And this is just one of those hours of 24 that as accountability partners, as people in the same network that we said, man, we're going to commit one day, right? In a whole month to improving our lifestyle, improving our legacy, and coaching people along the journey. Is that right, ladies?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Invest, learn, and teach that thing.
Indeed, indeed. And I'm going to leave these last quotes. Look, if y'all missed the beginning, we had some good quotes. Closing these out, I got 4 more for you. Number 1, financial stress isn't about lack of money. It's about lack of structure. Financial stress isn't about lack of money. It's about lack of structure. Number 2, wealth isn't built by luck. It's built by learning, discipline, and repetition. Repetition. Number 3, budgeting isn't restriction. It's permission to build the life you actually want. And lastly, but not leastly, the goal isn't just to make money, it's to make money make sense. Listen, this is Financial Talk Tuesday. Come back for us this next Tuesday where we'll be talking about business income and what it can do for your lifestyle and your legacy. Ladies, I thank you guys again. You all have an amazing week, and I'll see you guys in another week. Have a great night.